noticed the end cap on my silencer rattling with around 8,500 miles on the Yoshimura R77 exhaust over the course of a year. The rivets were loose and the whole end cap would move around. I wanted to fix it quickly to prevent additional wear to any of the now moving parts. Rivets alone could be done, but the silencer needs to come apart anyway, or bits of metal would be left in there. And Yoshimura recommends repacking their silencers at least once per year, so I picked up their R77 repack kit. It comes with packing, instructions, stickers, a new badge, rivet bands, and rivets. The first step is to get the muffler off of the bike. Most of these are pretty easy to remove, but the steps will vary a little from one bike to the next. I removed the two springs holding the silencer. Then the nut and bolt were removed from the hanger and bracket, and the silencer could be wiggled off of the pipe. I wiped it down quickly just to make the rest of the process slightly cleaner. Now disassembly can start with removing a bunch of rivets. Mine has 10 holding the silencer together, plus 2 for the nameplate. You can find a ton of ways to remove rivets, but Yoshimura's recommended method is punching and drilling them. I started with a sharp punch and hammered the center of the rivets out. Then I used a 3/16 inch bit and drilled the larger rivets, and an 1/8 inch bit for the smaller nameplate rivets. Each rivet was then checked with a punch to be sure that it was no longer attached. Again, if you have trouble with rivets, there are lots of alternative methods online. Just be sure that whatever method you choose does not damage any part of your muffler. Once all of the rivets were out, I could remove the end caps and baffle. You may need to use a razor knife to cut through silicone used to seal around the caps. Remove any packing from the baffle and whatever is left in the muffler sleeve. By the way, you should wear gloves when working with fiberglass silencer packing because it can cause skin irritation for some people. I used a general purpose degreaser to clean the sleeve and the end caps and polish the end of the baffle with metal polish. Make sure to remove any leftover sealant on the sleeve or the end caps during this process. Using a plastic razor may prevent damaging surfaces. All parts need to be inspected for damage as well. Yoshimura provides more packing than you should need in their repacking kit, and they give you specifications for the weight of packing that should be used based on sleeve length. So the first step is to measure the length of just the sleeve. My sleeve is 14 inches, so I needed to weigh out 810 grams of packing. To make it simple, I weighed the bag that the packing came in and used the tare function to deduct the bag's weight from the scale's readout. Then it's just a matter of cutting or adding packing till it matches the desired weight. This is where I deviate from Yoshimura's instructions a bit. They say to pack the sleeve now, but I chose to install the baffle side before packing it. I applied a thin coating of high-temperature silicone to the baffle as shown. I slid the baffle back into the sleeve, and I aligned all of the rivet holes. Then I used a new rivet band and some of the larger rivets from the kit, placing them first to be sure that they all aligned. I pre-bent the rivet band a little so it stayed in place easier and secured the front 3 rivets along with the band using a riveter. Then I did the 2 remaining rivets on the back side. Once the rivets were in, I wiped away any sealant that was squeezed out. I started stuffing the packing into the sleeve around the baffle, using a piece of metal flat bar to help me get it all the way down to the end. A long screwdriver would work just fine too, but be careful not to damage the baffle with whatever tool you choose. I made sure that I didn't have any packing inside of the pipe, and then coated the metal end caps edges with sealant. Then the metal and carbon fiber end caps went on, making sure all of the holes were aligned before installing a new rivet band and rivets just like the other side. At that point the silencer was almost finished, but it still needed a new nameplate, so I cleaned the area where the nameplate goes with alcohol and stuck it in place, being careful to match the holes in the plate up with the holes in the silencer. Two small rivets are used to hold the plate, and then the silencer is finished. I slid it back onto the exhaust pipe and tightened the bolt that holds the clamp just enough to support the muffler temporarily. Then I installed the muffler springs and went back to fully tighten the mount bolt. I made sure everything was secure, including checking all other exhaust system fasteners, and the job was done. After some drying time for the silicone sealant, a quick test start showed no more rattles. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more projects and how-tos. Thank you for watching.